Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Mountains, endless mountains, peak after barren peak.
And what lies restless in the shadowed valleys? I cannot say, I cannot say.
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hello, all. My name is Meg, and I'm not part of the all because I'm the one that's talking.
Hi, and I'm Symphony, and I think I'm part of the all because I'm your friend.
And I'm Hal Lublin, and I'm the official legal representation and guardian of all. And this is Good Morning Night Vale. I wanted to sing a holiday song so badly because I love the holiday season. I'm staring right now. As we're recording this, it is the 5th night of Hanukkah. I'm looking at my menorah, and it looks like there's been a murder. It looks like somebody's murdered a bunch of candles. Yeah, but like they're really melting oddly this year. Like these candles wanted to live.
When you get to night 5, when you start to get to that other side of the menorah, that's when things start to get really dicey, and you're like putting the candle and you're trying to get the center one in, whatever the shiksa candle, and
the Seamus,
the Seamus, and you're just trying to get that one in, and there's so much fire.
Yeah,
you're like, just don't screw it up. First night, you're like, cool, this is easy. Everything fits where it's supposed to fit. There's no like dicey, shaky, trying to melt things in. Pressure's high when you get to that other side.
It's the Hebrew version of Operation.
Yeah, Jenga.
I didn't know there was so much drama when it came to menorahs.
Yeah, we do not save it for our mama. We get the drama from our mama. But that's not what we're here for. This is Good Morning Night Vale. If you're just listening to this for the first time, you're like, is this that Judaism podcast I've been hearing about? It's not. We are 3 of the cast members of Welcome to Night Vale, and what we're doing is a re-listen of the series from episode 1 all the way through to the end. We will eventually catch up with you. Welcome to Night Vale. We're hot on your tail. We're going to break down episodes, talk about some behind-the-scenes stuff, give our opinions and theories, sometimes discuss yours. And today we are concentrating on episode 27, First Date.
And the episode description for First Date is: Cecil tries to convey the important news of the day, including delivery of some mysterious crates in the desert, a new library expansion, and the annual Bluegrass Festival. But he has more pressing issues on his mind. Let's talk about it.
He sure does have some more pressing issues on his mind. I love how it starts right from the jump. It's like, this is the misuse of station funds. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just we're just talking about my date. Let's just like pull up and sit down. We're going to have the misuse of station funds hour to talk about this date. But then station management kind of steps in and is like, girl, no.
Yeah, they tried to put the kibosh on that by flailing around.
But we're like feral for it. We, the listener, are like, I don't care about what else is possibly happening. I need to know how this went, because they had the episode where the lights in the Arby's and we're like, oh my God, it's happening. And then we go to the Faceless Old Woman episode. And so we're like kind of hung out to dry for a little bit. And so now we finally get an answer about like what's going down, and stuff's going down.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep people on their toes. You can't just like give it all to them in 1 second, you know? So it's like you got to draw it out. And I think they did a great job of drawing out this courting, this romance that they have. And I hope you got from my intonation of the description that everybody knows he's really into Carlos, but it was supposed to get sexy because they get a kiss.
There you kiss. They said they have like a sweet little kiss.
And it set off a million squees across the nation.
Yeah, this is one of those episodes, I am assuming, that is like, if you were to poll all of the fans of Welcome to Night Vale and ask them what their favorite episode is, this has to be like a top 5, right? Is that fair to say? Or at least most important episodes? This is a pretty important episode because of what it is for their relationship.
I think maybe it would just be supposition, but I mean, for how much people love Cecilos,
yeah,
I would imagine that this episode is quite important because it's really where their stuff starts getting serious, and they're not just, it's not just Cecil pining over Carlos,
yes,
or talking about how perfect Carlos is. There's more substance there to their love affair.
Yeah, this is the birth of their relationship. And I love what I love about this episode is the fact that it's part their love story. So you get a different side of Cecil, and it's fun to watch Cecil sort of chew on that and play the episode out as a performer. But also, I love that the Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead of it all, where the episode is about them getting together, but meanwhile everybody's turning into shadow people in the background, and you just get pieces
nobody cares.
of it. Yeah, like nobody cares. It's the least, and it reminded me of that feeling that I know all of us have been in love with someone before, and that feeling you have when you're in the early stages of a relationship where like everything is about the two of you, and everything else is just sort of noise, background noise. And
you're in a love bubble.
Exactly. This is the ultimate version of that love bubble, I think.
I agree. There's even that section where he's like, it's like, run from the shadow people or become one. Make up your mind, lady. And I'm like, he's annoyed when he should be like concerned about like all these people turning into things, but he's in that love bubble with Carlos, and so his focus is just on that.
Yeah. I was kicked out of the Google Hangout. I don't know if you were talking about this, but how I kind of saw the whole episode as like a metaphor for early love and like first dates, and like that. Is that where you were? Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were trying to go on like nothing had happened.
Well, you made it you brought up the metaphor part, Meg, which I 100%. I was saying it's like it reminds me of being there, but I was listening to it this morning, and I was like, this is a perfect metaphor for that, which you have now voiced. So I agree with you 100%. And maybe that's why I love it. I love that because I've felt those feelings before, that it's nice to have it played out so nicely and described and presented so well, or something that feels accurate, even though it's bizarre and not anything that we can all directly relate to just because of the weird world that we're in.
Is that the way you felt with your beloved Jennifer?
Yes, it is. I knew very early on that I wanted to spend the rest of my life. I was just talking about this today. I will tell you the moment I knew that I wanted to propose to her, that I was like ready to propose to her. We had gone to Las Vegas for Thanksgiving. This is one of the few Thanksgivings that either of us have spent away from either of our families, and we'd gone with a bunch of friends, and Jennifer had gotten a cold. and we spent the night in our hotel room eating takeout and watching movies. And I was sitting there, and I was like, oh, this is better than anything else I could be doing right now, is sitting here with this other human being, this specific human being. And that was when I knew, like, it's time. I need to propose to her. Like, I want to do it. I'm ready.
Aww.
What was your first date like?
She came to see a show I was doing at Second City, Los Angeles, that was written by Ben Acker, one of the co-creators of Thrilling Adventure Hour, and co-starred Annie Savage. One of my Thrilling Adventure, somebody I've been performing with for 17 years. And she came to the show. We were in a sketch group together, and I had asked her, I said, do you want to come to the show? We'll get a drink afterwards, which is odd because I don't drink. But it felt like that's what you ask somebody to do as an adult.
Yeah.
But she was like, yeah, I would love to. And then we hung up on the phone, and I realized I didn't know. I was like, oh, I didn't really ask her on a date. So I have no idea whether or not this is actually a date. And then I saw her. I always peek out behind the curtain. I like to see the audience. And I saw her walk in, and her hair was like done up and flipped, and she was wearing like this amazing outfit. I could describe it to you exactly, but when I saw her, my heart started racing, and I don't get nervous.
Was it a tunic and furry pants?
It was a tunic and furry pants. Just by the way, how crazy is it to have it described like that? Feels like the most physical description of Cecil we've had yet. Not to leave my first date, but to get back to what the show is like that struck me.
But let's go back to your first date. We need to hear. So she was dressed. She was looking good. Is that when you knew it was a date?
That was when I knew it was a date. My heart started like beating 1,000,000 times a minute. And then we went to a restaurant across the street afterwards, and we got food. I was on Weight Watchers at the time, so I was drinking a ton of water, like giant jugs of it. So I think I peed like 30 times during that date. 30 times.
She's probably like, why does this guy keep getting up and going? Like,
he's a cokehead.
Yeah.
She's like, he's definitely a cokehead.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. She's like, she's definitely assuming that I'm going to snort copious amounts of cocaine. Like the third time, you're like, can't you just snort it all at once? Is this something that cocaine people have where they have to keep going back for additional tastes? But yeah, it was great. And then and now the great love story continues. We've now been married for over 11 years.
Oh, wow.
And romance is still alive.
It's still alive, as everybody knows from the shower pie story. And if you go to Patreon, if you become a backer of ours on Patreon, later this month, you will get to hear her side of that story. That is an exclusive that we can tell you is part of. That is it's a Patreon only exclusive. My wife telling me.
And it is the thing that in the 30 episodes or whatever of the show that we've done, it is the thing that has made me laugh the most is Jennifer's side of that
story. She's such a diplomat.
She really is.
What about what was your first date with Joseph?
Well, we were friends first, and I realized that I liked him like a couple months into our friendship, and then I was like, I'm gonna go for it. I was like, I'm gonna throw my cat right at him. So we went to go see my friend's band play at the Bitter End in New York, but before we went, we were hanging at his apartment with his roommate, and we got really drunk and really stoned. And we went to this bar, and then we walked out. We saw the band play, and then we were walking back to his apartment. And I held his hand, and we encountered a police horse. And I was like, I said hi to the police horse. I was really just petting a police horse. And then there was definitely that part. And then we were walking back, and then we got to his corner, and I was like, I like you. And he's like, you shouldn't like me. But then he made out with me. So.
And married you.
Yeah.
So.
Much later on.
Was he, do you think he was trying to play the bad boy? He's like, you shouldn't like me.
Well, he just didn't want to be in a relationship. He wasn't ready for me because he had been in a really long-term relationship for almost up until then. He'd been single for maybe 6 months after being with someone for a really long time, 7 years or something. And so he wanted to be a single guy in New York and play the field. And if you know Joseph, you know that is something he is not suited for.
No.
So. Yeah.
So you shut that shit down real quick.
Yeah. I was like, nah, dude, you're coming with me.
Well, I like to look at it when we go back to this episode, they go to the full Gina. Neither one of you had a date like a traditional, like, let's go to a restaurant. You know, because
Right.
it was like traditional date. I've only been on like 1 or 2 dates in my whole life. Dating now is weird, you know. But this is like the traditional, like they go to a restaurant. Although it's a very strange restaurant, Gino's. There's no, you just like appear inside of it.
I dig it. I like that you have to get out with a brick.
Yeah. You get put in a room without doors.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like a modern LA restaurant where it's like for your third course, we're going to trap you in a room.
Exactly.
Well, and just the name I love, Gina's Italian Dining Experience and Grill and Bar.
And the maybe ground zero for the shadow people? Because the waiter's the
That's
first
where
one
they
to turn
first
into a
see it.
shadow man, yeah.
Yeah.
Although this has to be related. Here's a question I have. Is this relationship, or has the early stages of this relationship put the entire town in jeopardy because Cecil forgot to mention that holes were opening up in people's walls?
Right.
Mm.
So
Because he
like,
was more distracted.
exactly. He's like, this is things will suffer when all of your focus is thrown towards one thing. And it feels like in this case, he forgot to report a major and highly dangerous story, and then and because he's still in love, although this is kind of a town. This seems like a town where death and terrible things is
Par for the course.
right. It's not that big a deal. You get that. Well, I guess if you were affected by that, you're gone. So too bad.
I mean, they can warn people, but what are they really going to do? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, even like, let's look at the Louis Blasco thing. Like, that's very unsettling that he, like, in your mirror, like, you don't have to do anything, and he's just like going to come and teach you bluegrass licks and take your soul through the dark side of the mirror. Like, what? And people are like, oh yeah, Louis Blasco.
Yeah. How did you learn bluegrass?
I guess I just didn't, you know?
Yeah, exactly. We get an update on the crates. Did you talk about that when I was in my Google Calendar K-hole? No?
No. We hadn't gotten there yet. We were just talking about romance. But yeah, that is, I was like, oh, that goes back to the story of you, right? Story of you. Yes. I can never remember if I say it right. And I was like, oh, they're just like, don't pay attention to it. It's no big deal. Sometimes they're hot, they're warm to the touch, but like, whatever. But like, it's this impending thing. Does this come back again later?
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I can't
Crates are
remember
huge.
where things happen. Well, I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that the National Guard station is also a KFC.
Oh my God, yes. It makes me think of the Taco Bell KFCs.
Yeah.
The combo.
Don't they also have, I know Pizza Hut also combines with Taco Bell, but doesn't Pizza Hut also combine with KFC?
I feel like there are ones where they're even triples.
Yeah, the Taco Hut. Speaking of dates, one time I was dating a gentleman who was not good for me, and he had to appear in court. And I went with him. I went with him to court, and then afterwards we went to a Taco Hut.
Why did he have to go to court?
I'm just gonna.
They did something illegal, Hal. Why does anyone have to go to court?
I'm gonna back this up again, and just like, we've talked about this before, but like, the sliding doors on this, had you stayed with that bad person, you could be like a chain smoking, like outside of in a mobile home, like with like 6 kids, and he's in full-time prison. Like, I'm just imagining that could have been your future instead of the very quite literary one you have right now.
Yeah, a delicate life of podcasting and cuddles.
and upstate, like farm to table, like food.
You farm to table life.
I have monogram flannel pajamas, motherfuckers.
I do think if you had gone the criminal route that you would definitely be like a boss. You would be in charge of everything. So that you would have some comfort. You would have like monogrammed like leather pajamas, I guess. I don't know. Is that what or denim pajamas? Isn't that like the classic, like, nothing says a villain than or a criminal than I wear exclusively leather and denim in some combination?
Sure.
Right?
Yeah, I could do that.
No?
I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of villain.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going with tropes here. I'm not saying I don't mean to offend all the villains out there and criminals.
No, but I'm thinking about like even like a lot of detectives where like we'll have like a leather jacket and they'll be wearing jeans, like
because they're bad boys.
Oh yeah, like Mel Gibson in he is bad.
Weapon, yeah.
He's
bad in everything.
He's just a bad. He's a bad
person.
Yes, he's just a bad person.
Speaking of a bad person, Marcus Vanston.
Wow. I was actually thinking about this when I was listening to this episode. I was like, oh yeah, Joseph and Jeffrey don't like billionaires. Which I get it. Most of them are bad too.
Yeah, you can tell that. Like the things that Joseph and Jeffrey don't like, if you were only going for this podcast, are authority figures, people with a lot of like billionaires, and bureaucracy. Like a hatred or disdain or like this is stupid of bureaucracy. Not that I would argue with that at all, but it definitely comes through, and it's a fun and like it's a rich target to go after.
Yeah, it's a punch directly up.
Yes.
Punch up at Marcus Vanston, who creates this private library, which is like a really bomb-ass library that he
right next to the regular public library,
which is a horror show. And he just walks around it naked
and then
nude.
Yeah, and then taunts people about it. Like, yeah, he's like, "Oh, look, I'm reading a book," and then it's like upside down, and he's like, "Oh." I also like imagine him as a villain, 80s movie villain. So like feathered sort of hair, like really snotty face.
Popped acid wash jean jacket collar.
Yeah. Until he takes off all his clothes.
Sure. And he's got his jean underwear on. It's hard when I listen when I heard this, all I could think of was Mark Evan Jackson, who will meet in the debate. It's like so in his wheelhouse to play. He does a really great comedy act with a hilarious improviser and actor named Carrie Clifford, where there's Sky and Nancy Collins, this rich couple from a gated community in Orange County, California, where all their friends tell them they should do stand-up, so they come up. That's the conceit of them being on stage, and it's wildly offensive and a great like sort of lampooning of that disaffected and disconnected super rich person.
Yeah.
It's so good, and he's so good at like that's just right in his wheelhouse.
He's very funny.
And could not be further from him.
He's on The Good Place.
He's in everything.
He is.
He's on every show.
Yeah, he is on a lot of shows because he's got this like he's got a very dry sort of sense of humor. He looks like a smart like average white guy, but like really good in a suit and all that stuff. So he's got a variety of roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I don't watch
he is.
Show.
Oh, he's
but
so
it
good
looks funny.
It's very good.
I've seen like a couple episodes.
Mark my words, everybody, that you have only seen like a bit of what Mark can do. Like he's so talented, and now I got to meet. I don't think it was Mike Schur. I got to meet one of the guys who runs one of those shows that he works with, and I just mentioned that I knew Mark, and it broke immediately into the two of us talking about how talented he is and how like he's like a secret weapon who shouldn't be a secret, even though he's in everything. It's like he's still there are more good things to come, and they could not happen to a better person than him.
Yeah, he does a lot of charity work, right? Like I know he's like as passionate about charity work, and just a stand up dude.
Yeah, he has his charity, which I'll plug here because we're talking about, is the Detroit Creativity Project, which brings improv programs into schools in Detroit. It's a really great charity. He's been doing it for several years, and they're doing on the 14th of December. They're doing a show here. They're doing like a Good Place improv show.
Oh, fun!
So
yeah. I know I talk a lot of smack about improvisers and ukulele players, but I really do appreciate that art form. But I also do think it's really great for kids to have art in the schools, and then also art in the schools where they get to be themselves.
Yep.
We're all nodding. I know you can't hear that.
Yeah.
But we are nodding at each other.
Yeah. I think it's great.
Hey guys, we should be in a band.
That Dark Owl Records band.
Yes, I think that would be great because mainly I think it's like stabbing and hammering people. And I'm I'm good at both of those things, I guess.
Yeah. If we were a band, I think Symphony, you'd be the lead singer. Hal, you'd do
that.
drums. And I want to play like disaffectedly play bass. And I feel like Symphony, you'd wear like some like very like Steven Tyler, like
spandex, for sure.
flowy, like spandex and flowy at the same time, and there'd be a lot of like cartwheeling and kicking and screaming and like.
I would totally stage dive. I've thought about that at live shows, and then I'm like, no, they would just drop me or I'd hurt someone. Like that would be really cool if we could do that, but that's never going to happen.
Oh, staged? Oh, yeah. Oh.
The delightful Welcome to Night Vale indoor kid audience.
Yeah, no, poor babies. Could you imagine? Oh, yeah, you did that you said that to the front row a couple times. You're like, here I come, front row.
Yeah, I tried to jump on the front row for a while. That was last year's.
It was very
last year's comedy bit. Yeah. Sometimes they were ready, sometimes they weren't.
I hit somebody in the head with a tasty cake, and I thought that somebody would catch it. And I feel like, the next time there's a Philly show, I've got to think of something very soft I can throw. I don't want to. Nothing with corners. I don't think they were hurt by it. They were happy. They had me come sign it afterwards. Okay. But still, like I was.
They wrote to us.
Yeah, we've covered them in a FanZone, but I was horrified that I hit somebody in the head with a tasty cake.
It's squishy.
Next year, just do the Gritty Carvel ice cream cake.
I want one from them. I'm gonna write them. I demand one of those cakes. I need one in my life. I will walk out and eat that in front of everybody. That'd be perfect.
Oh, the Carvel ice cream cake is delicious.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's got the cookie crunch layer.
Oh, it's so good. And then it melts and it's even better. Just put it in a cup. Just give me my piece in a cup.
Mm.
I'll eat it in 20 minutes.
I was doing a book event with Joseph, and I met some lovely fans of Good Morning Night Vale, and one of them was talking about how he likes to listen to the show, and he listens to it with his kid, but his kid doesn't really like it because it makes him hungry.
Oh.
It makes me hungry too.
I know, us too.
Before we started recording, give you a little inside baseball, I was sitting here going, I'm going to order Chinese, and then I was looking for where I was going to order it from. I think I've got it worked out. We'll see how this works out, because I have, podcasting comes first, always, in all things. But I'm going to order some Chinese food.
I always have dinner before we record. I had tonight was burrito night at the Bashwiner Fink House.
Oh, what kind of burritos?
Just bean and vegetable, just like cabbage and lettuce and cilantro and avocado and beans and cheese. It's good.
Well done.
I made steakhouse burgers and sweet potato fries.
Oh,
nice.
So I'm pretty full.
I haven't eaten yet. I left directly from work and got here.
But it's so early. It's still early for you.
It's still early.
Just gotten from work.
Yeah. I walked in the door, and we were recording this at 6:00 my time, and I walked in the door at like 6:01, thinking I shouldn't have stopped to hit the mail. This week's
one of the sponsors or whatever one of the sponsors is Denny's restaurant. Y'all,
hey,
I love a Denny's. I love a Moons Over My Hammy, but I like that it starts out as they're home security, and about feeling safe and all this dangerous stuff, and then it's like, oh, just remember that life is dangerous and unmanageable, and you can't survive forever. Thanks, Denny's.
Yeah, thanks, Denny's.
Yeah. Don't you think that Denny's, I love Denny's too. I love anything that people would consider a trash restaurant. I'm not saying Denny's is a trash restaurant, but it's certainly not. It's probably
a diner.
It sits below. I mean, it's not a diner, Symphony. You have real diners in Chicago.
I'm trying to be nice.
I know. You can be nice and say they're a better restaurant than they're giving credit for. But do think I feel like I would enjoy Denny's a lot more if every other person in the Denny's wasn't there when I was there.
Oh, if you were just by yourself?
You want a private dining experience at the Denny's?
There always seems like there's one person in a Denny's who's about to lose it.
Oh.
And I don't mean they're going to pull a weapon, but they definitely will throw a plate and start screaming. And I'm like, I just want to eat too much food in peace. Is that so much to ask?
See, all my memories of Denny's from when I was in high school, this is when you could still smoke inside. And I was a smoker back then.
Oh, the good old days, right?
And we would go and sit like after our choir concerts and stuff. We would go and like sit at the Denny's and drink coffee and smoke cigarettes. And then, but they started imposing a thing where you had to, pay a certain amount of money. Like your bill had to be a certain amount. So we all got like fries. It would be like fries, coffee, and cigarettes. And that was like pretty much it. And it was me and a bunch of goth kids. It was great. So I have a soft spot in my heart for Denny's.
I have a soft spot in my heart for goth kids.
I have a soft spot in my heart, and I have to go to the doctor about it.
It's from the Denny's. It's from eating Denny's while being nervous about the drunk people.
Yeah, going, I hope those smoking goths don't come over here and bother me.
And they're like, hey, Hal.
Leave me alone. Here, take the pancakes. I don't even want them.
Your suffering is meaningless.
I know. I'm going to leave now.
Right after the Denny segment, we launch into the station editorial, which is like a bit earnest, where it's like it's on the topic of beauty and talking about how the media is distorting the healthy self-images, and it goes on about that and how it's not good for anyone or children. And then it's like, let's just let it all go. Like, let's just be ourselves. It's like, take off the makeup and then take off your clothes and then take off your skin. And like, it goes down.
And your eyes pop out. Yeah, it goes from being like empowering and like, okay, to being just gross.
Yeah, to just sliding into that like Night Vale cheese grater of gore.
Yes. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Because it also made me think of Hellraiser. Have you seen that movie?
No, I know what it is, but I've not.
Okay. I love horror movies. So, and I don't care about gore, viscera, none of that shit. Like, I love it. I love it. More blood, the better for me. I like it. And in the first one, like the whole thing is like the guy went to hell and like now doesn't have any skin and like has to like draw people in to like take their skin and like come back to the world to be in a like as a human. And so I was just thinking about that and a blood-soaked bed. So get that image out of your mind, suckers.
That's where your head is.
Yeah.
You could replace it with this image where the whole, when he's dropping off Carlos, or right before that, when they're going on their walk through the park and they do the tree experiments.
Yes.
One, adorable. Two, I'm like, oh, they're carving their name into a tree in Night Vale world. That's how you do that.
Yeah. Also, I like Carlos flexing for him. That's definitely that's like for sure a flex. Like, oh, we do these experiments. I don't know if you're aware. It's probably pretty interesting.
Yeah. Do you want to do one together? It's like
exactly.
Could be what they consider sexy.
Science is sexy.
No.
And then towards the end, when they are doing the whole kiss thing, is so fucking beautiful. And like my heart started getting like really excited, like, and the music underneath, y'all, it was a rom-com. I was like, like in Night Vale, I was just like literally like, oh, this is so cute. And even though I've experienced this before, it felt very brand new and very fresh. And I just loved like listening to that whole paragraph. Ugh. And I've actually had that experience like when I was when I first met one of my exes. He drove me home and I was like, and I had one foot out the door of his car and I was like, I had a really good time and I think we should hang out again. Okay, bye. And I leaned over and I kissed him like really fast and then I sprinted out of the car and like up the stairs and I opened my door and like slammed the door closed and like put my back up against the door and I was like and that's how I knew I was in love.
Oh. I once had a girl who had to ask me to kiss her because I wasn't going to do it.
Oh.
Was not going to do it. And it wasn't Jennifer.
That's sweet.
But I was like, okay.
Did you want to kiss her?
Sure. I mean, why not? I did know after that I didn't want to date her. Like, I didn't feel a spark. She was lovely, great person, everything, nothing wrong with her at all. So I made sure after
don't feel
that.
It sometimes.
No, yeah. After that, I was like, no more. Like we went out to dinner. I was like, hey, I would rather be friends. I just want to let you know now. Don't get too attached to this this pony.
Wow.
I might.
And then
just
she
jump
threw a
the
plate in the
fence.
Denny's.
Yeah,
She
and
was
then,
Like started flipping the
ruined the
table at
Denny's.
Denny's.
Lublin! She like flipped the
You
table.
let me on.
that's right. That's right. I did. I'm a bad person.
That's actually the nicest thing you can do is be honest with someone and tell them like if it's not working out or something, because otherwise someone is like playing that over and over in their head. They're like, what did I do? Blah, blah, blah. And it's like,
Yeah.
I would rather know. And it might hurt for a second, you know,
Yeah.
but I'd rather have that second of hurt than feeling like have somebody ghost. That's why I don't like this whole newfangled dating. People just ghost,
Right.
you know?
Back in my day, when someone would ghost, that would mean that they would do pottery with you. And nowadays, it means that they don't text you back after, you made out with them.
Right. Which it's just rude. It's just rude.
I liked it better when Patrick Swayze was alive.
Snot just came out of my nose.
I liked it better than that should be if you ever had to go on a dating site, which you won't, like that would be a great headline.
Yeah. Just
I miss when Patrick Swayze was alive.
Yeah. I do. Ghosting was a different thing. It was much more romantic.
That's way better.
Yeah.
Well, and technically, wasn't it Whoopi?
I mean, wasn't everything Whoopi?
No, she wasn't there. He was just ghosting around her as she was at the pottery.
Oh.
And then at the beginning they were doing it
Yeah.
before a
That was
bang
before
party.
he jumped into Whoopi's body, and then they had sex.
No, they kissed.
Just kissed.
Yeah.
I think they just kissed.
And he slid a penny across the air.
Oh.
And that is the plot to the film Ghost.
Yeah. Now that we've talked about Ghost, here's what we're going to do. We're going to hear from you, the fans and friends of the podcast, about your theories, comments, and questions. But first, let's talk about this episode's weather, which was Team the Best Team by Doomtree.
Yes, Doomtree.
Doomtree, you can't see it because you're a podcast, but I'm doing the thing with the hands, the wings, the Doomtree
bang
wings.
rang.
Doomtree bangarang. So Doomtree, big friends of the show. Big, we're big fans of them and their vibes.
Friends of the pod.
Friends of our pod, friends of our friends. It's a 7-person.
Friends with benefits.
7-person rap collective based out of Minneapolis. That is just, we have been lucky enough to get to tour with Dessa, who is a member of the collective, and we did a show with Dessa and Paper Tiger. So that was a show that we did one time, and then we've also been able to feature some of the different iterations of Doomtree as weather on the show, different bands, and they're really great, and we really like them.
Yeah, it's a great track.
I'm glad you like it, Hal. It made me think it's always exciting to me when you like a song, Hal, because I know you have your musical tastes, we all are varied and different, and like you just don't tend to be like always, you can like the song by itself, but just like
You don't have to tap dance. It's okay.
sometimes you don't like it. That's all.
I do have a general like I don't like the weather breaking up the flow for me. That's the issue I have, is sometimes it breaks it up for me in a way that I don't like as a listener. But I respect that it's not my piece of art, so I enjoy it sort of on its own merits, and I like getting exposed to new music, so I appreciate that part of it. And I do, this is good stuff. I mean, I enjoyed it. For some reason, this didn't, it didn't add to the episode, the story of the episode, but it's a good piece of music that I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed listening to. So I was like, oh, this is a good little break. I don't know why I liked it.
Was it reminiscent for anybody else of like a band halftime show?
Yes.
Because of the
That's
beat?
yes, and the use of the instruments, that there was lots of brass instruments, and it just sounded like really like a big band, and it made me think of like the Beyonce Coachella, Beyonce, I don't know, whatever. When Beyonce did Coachella, you know what I'm talking about. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Yes.
That, or just like when I was in high school and I felt like I should see Meg out there with some flags or something.
Yeah.
Or me out there with my pom-poms.
Yeah.
And you know I like the hip hops, so
Yeah, I like the hip-hops. I especially like Doomtree. They're a lot of good jams, a lot of good bangers. Okay, yeah, what I like about this song is that it kind of is like a nice little taste of each member. Like
Yes.
they kind of like do a little round robin to get to meet everyone. I think it's a good intro to them.
I believe they call that a cipher, Meg.
A cipher.
Oh, yeah.
Don't break the cipher.
Yeah, no, you get a little feature of everyone, and I was obviously very excited when I got to hear Dessa. I was like, woo! But yeah, this is a great song, and I love the title, "Team the Best Team."
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
They have
you-
a lot of
Oh, no, I was going to say, if you enjoyed this track, you should go listen to a lot of their other music, which is out there available for you to purchase and listen to. Yeah, support Doomtree. That's all I was saying. I didn't mean to cut in on you.
Yeah, I think they're doing some shows soon. I know that the individual like kind of faction projects are definitely touring. So go check them out. It's always a good show.
Yeah.
They are at doomtree.net.
.net. All right. It could only mean that it's time to enter the fan zone.
FanZone!
Zone.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
In the fan zone today, we hear from Lacey. Lacey writes, Hal, Meg, and Symphony. I started listening to Welcome Night Vale about a year ago, and when I got to episode 27, First Date, I remember cheering out loud for Cecil and Carlos. I've been a hardcore Cecilos shipper since day one, and their relationship is always going to be one of my favorite parts of the show. I love you guys, and I love Good Morning Night Vale. Love, Lacey. Thank you, Lacey.
Oh, we love you too, babe.
Yeah, we love you too.
Nice to hear from you. We love the love between Carlos and Cecil.
Yes.
And we love this episode.
It is great how pure a relationship it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just an honest look at two adults in a relationship.
Also, doesn't it make you feel like there's hope out there? Like, if in this wacky, wild town, Cecil and Carlos can, like, find love even when it's unexpected. Anybody can, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And what a meet cute, too. Like,
Yes.
he's the local radio station, and you're a scientist who comes to his town, and you discover some weird things and work together. And it's just like, it's quite the meet cute.
That could be a dirty book.
I'm sure it is somewhere in the bowels of the internet.
Some erotica. Someone find me that erotica.
Not for long. R.I.P. Tumblr.
Oh.
Oh my God. Y'all, I'm about to get off of that because it's like, it just bums me out.
Why can't we have the sex stuff? Is it me, or how did we all get here?
I get that they're when people are like, oh, well, we don't want child blah, 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 or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but you still have like white nationalist stuff up on your friggin' site. Like, you're not taking that stuff down.
Right. What are you really trying to clean up here?
Right. It's the same thing like with like FOSTA and all that stuff that was like keeping people who do like cam girls and all sorts of people that like get their finances, yes, through partially sex work, but it's also like people are connecting with these other people. It's like, who cares? Just let people give people their money.
Yeah, seriously.
You can also give us your money.
Yeah.
Yes.
At patreon.com/Good Morning Night Vale. Do you two remember Jenny Cam?
No.
Jenny Cam was a woman named Jenny Ringley. This is not really sex stuff. She put a webcam in her dorm room and just ran it. It would like refresh with a picture every once in a while. That turned into, for several years, she would always have webcams up in her home, and you just see her live her life.
Kind of like Truman Show style.
Yeah, if she was with her boyfriend, then you would see that. Sometimes she would walk around, you would see her butt or whatever. But a lot of it was like, it was just this odd, like, you could turn it on and watch, like, she's just typing at her computer or her cat is running around. And it was just a really bizarre, it kind of predates, as far as I know,
Do people
any of
pay
the
for
other
it?
stuff. No, I don't think so. Maybe.
Huh. It makes me think of those things where they have like animal videos. You know what I mean? Like it'll be like on a video on a nest.
Yes, it's like that. It's exactly that. It was that sort of it was April the giraffe long before
Yes,
April the
I was
giraffe.
about to say April the giraffe. Remember when we were like
Yeah.
on like bated breath watching that giraffe have a baby giraffe?
It's just interesting to see how we've used technology and the extent to which people want to determine how technology should or should not be used.
Yeah.
Just something interesting. Just thought I'd point it out.
Well, thanks, Lacey. Next, Yolanda writes, "Hello. I don't know if I'm sending this too late for the first date episode, but I wanted to talk about this anyways. So if it's too late, sorry about that. You're not late, Yolanda. First Date is a very important episode to me. I've listened to it so many times. When I first listened to this, I was a very young gal, and I still hadn't figured out that I was a lesbian, but I was still reaching out and trying to find as much gay representation as I could, which would leave me queer baited a lot. This led me to believe that Cecil Carlos would never happen. Even after 1 year later, all the way through the first date, up to the moment Carlos kissed Cecil, I literally thought Cecil was making it seem like a date while it wasn't. So yeah, when the kiss came, I was probably just as shocked as Cecil. So in all, thanks to Night Vale for creating a relationship that means so much to me and probably many other LGBTQ plus people. Keep up the fantastic work. Thank you. No, thank you, Yolanda. And yeah, I totally understand that when you haven't seen yourself represented in media in a positive way or a way that isn't like just like, oh, unrequited gay love, which is a lot of the stories that we see out there in sitcoms and movies and whatnot. You could think that it's going to go that way as well in this, but thank goddess that it turned out the way it did. Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. I like to see that type of stuff.
Yeah, I'm also pumped. I'm glad that it happened this way. But yeah, you're. I think Yolanda, there definitely is like during the date. Like I know it's a date because the episode's called First Date, but there definitely is the vibe that like maybe Carlos is not feeling the way that Cecil's feeling.
Yeah.
And then it's like they get to the end of the date and you're like, don't know how it's going to go. And then yeah, that moment where it just like kind of cuts through and you're like, this is happening. This is totally on, and this is totally cute.
Yeah, I just want to add how nice it is, even though it seems to be happening very slowly. The amount of representation in media in general seems to be like inching a little more towards normalizing non-heteronormative relationships or whatever kind of weird, whatever term we're using, describe just like straight white dude and a straight white girl, like all across the board representation is getting better, and it makes me happy, and I like to. Part of my growth as a human being is, I think, enjoying the fact that people other than me are being represented more, because when you grow up as a straight white male, you just assume, because everything that's presented to you makes you think like, oh, well, what I do, not that other things aren't normal. I was never raised to think that other things weren't normal, but it was just like, well, this is just what's common and what everybody, this is just how it is. Because that's every bit of representation that I saw growing up. That was how it played out. So to now live in a world where people who are younger can see that kind of representation earlier is so important. And it's certainly an honor of mine, and I assume for both of you as well, to be part of something like Night Vale that's always treated those relationships as normal as they actually are.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't even really see a bisexual person on TV that wasn't like being made fun of.
Right.
Until I was well into my mid to late 20s, and so I didn't have that when I was growing up, and I had to figure all that shit out on my own, about what even I was feeling. Do you know what I mean? So it's, and that's tough. And, but when you see something and you're like, oh no, this is a normal thing, and it's not being treated like, oh, this strange relationship. It's just like, oh no, they like each other. It's just that simple.
Right.
Yeah. I think it makes for better art, personally, because I think it best represents the world. And for me, better art is art that is representative of the world and the people who live in it. I'm the kind of person I love, like I'm a nonfiction person. I love personal storytelling. I love reality TV. I like to see, I mean, and maybe reality TV is not actually depicting life as it really is, but I love the stories of actual people. And when art gets close to that, I think it makes it better.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Well, thank you. Thanks, Yolanda, for bringing that up and allowing us to talk about it. And yeah, I'm glad that this show was a positive part of your journey. Kylie writes, hi. Hello, Kylie. First off, I want to take a moment to tell you guys that I love all of you, and Good Morning Night Vale has got me going back and re-listening to the show, and it's really making me feel nostalgic because I've made some amazing friends because of us bonding over the show, and it's just a fun time overall. Well, thank you again. That's wonderful. You have your own Night Vale tribe. Good for you. Anyway, can we talk about Cecil's fashion? Kylie, yes.
Yes.
I believe the first time we get to hear about how super hip and trendy Cecil is in First Date, where he describes what he's wearing as my best tunic and fuzzy pants. I loved this. Up until that point, the community basically depicted Cecil as this really well-dressed guy in a waistcoat. Ever since that episode, my friends and I have made it our goal to try and change this idea to the point that we started a blog, shitcecilpalmerwoodwear.tumblr.com. Wait, I'm clicking right now.
One.
I'm
I
looking
love that
right
Tumblr.
now.
It's so funny.
I'm pausing.
I feel like there's a whole Galliano spread or something that's like so weird.
I just noticed I see fuzzy pants at the top. I see him. Yep. Yes. 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 And oh, the one with the giant fuzzy suit where it's a big, the model looks like she's lost in it.
Yes.
I mean, this is just great. This is great. Good on you, Kylie. But anyway, they started a blog dedicated to the strange fashion that we would imagine Cecil wearing. Whenever we go thrift shopping, we without fail find one or two things that we are afraid of wearing in real life, but we know someone in Night Vale would rock them without question. My favorite headcanon is that on lazy Saturdays at home with Carlos, Cecil likes to lounge around the house wearing neon yellow briefs and see-through vinyl pants with his favorite unicorn sweater. Also, that Carlos is always wearing a rainbow glitter lab coat with ripped off sleeves, because why not? Keep up the good work, and I look forward to hearing your next episode, Kylie. Well, Kylie, those are striking visuals, and I fully support all of them. What do you think, both of you?
Thank you, Kylie. I agree. I agree with your desire to dream and your desire to costume these characters in your mind. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kylie, I'm here for that as well. And I think that rainbow glitter lab coat could totally be a thing, especially if it's his casual weekend lab coat that he wore on the date.
Next up, we hear from Chrissy. Chrissy says, Carlos looks like Rodrigo Santoro, but not as Xerxes from 300, more like Carl in Love Actually, and wears a lab coat all the time. Like he's got a lab coat on over his clothes, but possibly also a second one underneath them.
Like a never nude.
Like a never nude, like always lab coated. Well, you need the lab coat for safety. It's not there just for fashion and decoration. It's to protect your clothing from science. Because science can get messy. Science leaks. Science sometimes sprays. Science can be caustic. Science can be warm. And a lab coat is going to really protect your skin from that. And 2 lab coats, that's double the protection.
Yeah.
It's just funny that you mentioned Love Actually, because we're in Love Actually season. And it's not Christmas for me unless I go to Jezebel.com and read Lindy West's review of the film Love Actually. It is one of my favorite pieces of writing in existence on the internet. I read it every year and I laugh out loud pretty much the whole time. So is
it about how bad it is?
It's just, it is Lindy West watches Love Actually and does kind of a live, not like it's not tweet, but it's like a live reaction of what she's experiencing. And to me, it is, it just do yourself a favor. Jezebel, Lindy West, Love Actually.
Nice.
Do it.
Dana writes, I'd also love to comment on how unreliable Cecil is as a narrator.
Yes.
No duh, Dana. That guy is a mess. Okay. Continuing. It becomes more and more apparent as time goes on, as he starts to more regularly put his own personal life in the show, from talking about his dates with Carlos to having his friend Josie on the show talking about bowling night. It goes beyond wondering if anything he says about the weirdness of Night Vale is real or not, as he just becomes too involved in his relationship with Night Vale to be an unbiased source of information. He has his hands in everything and has an opinion on everything, and he becomes less and less afraid of getting involved and voicing his thoughts. He can't step away and report the facts anymore. The entire Night Vale world hinges on Cecil, as even Hunkotar knows his name. He's the center of that universe, and it's impossible for him to be reliable because of that. Even re-education from station management probably wouldn't fix it. I love unreliable narrators, though. I love having to question what's going on. It's no fun as if everything is handed to you on a silver platter. Sometimes it's just better to go hunting for the answers yourself. You're right, Dana, and that's why we do this show.
Thank you so much for listening to this week. Next week is going to be the summer reading program. Very exciting episode for all of us over here. We look forward to doing it. So thanks for listening. Thanks for writing into our fan zone. And for those of you out there who are enjoying the holiday season, I hope you're enjoying it. For those of you who are not, it'll be over soon. Love you, and good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our fans who submitted their thoughts this week. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightvale.com. to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us which host could play the most convincing Bad Santa. This show is powered by our patrons like Hannah Thu, Holly Gruich, Jessamine Reed, Caitlin Williams, and Catherine the Gay. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper-cool kid content, like having your name mispronounced in the credits of our show, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more information on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is slowly. She was being slowly suffocated by all of the work she had to get done before the end of the year. So slowly that she didn't even notice until it was mid-December, and her face was turning a festive frosty blue, and her gasps for air sounded almost like reindeer hooves landing on a snow-covered roof. Perhaps you can relate. Ho, 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 help me.